now. I honestly don't think Flash ever really gets into a bad headspace because he has been in countless tournaments. Innovation got to be having a little bit, or I would say a lot less experience than Flash here, so I don't really know too much about what he is personally thinking, but I gotta say, he seemed pretty calm, cool, and collected in the interviews. So let's go ahead and introduce our players.
Here in the northwest position as the Red Terran. He's got one map of his own. Next one to win 2 is the winner. Give it up for KT Rolster Flash.
And his opponent managing to tie it up with some sick late game Marine Marauder multi-prong attacks and drops. He has tied it all up. Give it up for Innovation.
So Whirlwind, big map. Big map.
Now, it's one of those things where I keep saying this map is huge. We're going to see lots of epic games. Apparently, there's a lot of quick builds you can do on this map as well that we've seen so far.
There are, but that's what makes it, you know, I think that much more fun, is that you never know what you are going to get out of these two. And, you know, you think, oh, a map this big, it only makes sense that we have a complete massive macro game where every single base is taken and they mine out and it becomes a 2-hour game, but it's just not necessarily the case. And both these players certainly capable of either style. But right now, it looks like Flash is on his way to a command center first build while the Rax has already gone down for Innovation.
I love this by Flash, going for the early expand on such a large map. Usually a safe bet, although we have seen this be punished quite a bit here. So now Flash is already, you know, Flash is kind of showing his hand already. He's saying, all right, I'm macroing, and maybe there'll be a mid-game timing that I can utilize. But for now, it's just going to be a lot of SCVs. And so it's up to Innovation. Can he punish it? Can he find a way to double expand or something like that? Because he's got to figure it out here. Not immediately. He does have time to scout around and all that. But he definitely has to deal with this in some way.
Yeah, I mean, the gas has gone down for Innovation, so we're starting to see at least the route that he's going to take. It is a bit unfortunate that he decides to go with the counterclockwise scout, because that will, of course, put him in the base of Flash last. Not to say whether, oh, if he would have just scouted clockwise, he would have found, you know, the CC first and the game would be over. It's just simply not the case, but there's no now option, I think, to punish this, as he just will not know about it for quite some time. We now have 2 racks following up for this on Flash, and what are we going to get? We're going to get a reactor out of Innovation here as his first gas spend.
Yeah, might be able to go ahead and pressure with these Marines a little bit. It definitely helps out with any kind of pressure that Flash might be anticipating doing in the next couple of minutes right now. So obviously we'll have more of an army right now, but Innovation gets that main base, sees, shoot, I scouted the wrong way. Now Flash might, no, he probably won't scout cross position unless he's got a really good read here. Looks like he's going to go ahead and scout to the bottom right side. Seeing that SCV sometimes still change where they're scouting, but it does look like both players here are going to be scouting incorrectly. I want to say it's going to slightly favor Flash because you can see he's already got that second orbital command now done, so double the mules right now. But, you know, again, anything can still happen here. One minor battle is going to really just kind of make up the difference here. And also, this also, you know, gives Innovation the ability to tech right now. So he has the potential here to have more powerful and better units and more harassment potential.
And we're going to have a third CC go down here for Flash, still opting to not get his geysers. Now, based off of what we got from Innovation, he's got the reactor on the barracks, so he's going to be able to double pump those Marines out for at least a little while until he switches that over. But it does mean that there is going to be relatively this moment of light defense for Flash. Certainly spending that minerals into going into a third CC is going to allow you to get a risk that will advance you further in the game, but can leave you susceptible to some attacks. So the denial of any vision coming out there by Innovation. He's got his natural CC up, but he will be getting out a couple of Hellions to begin to scout around the map.
Gotta love those Hellions. In this matchup, they're really good. They can eventually be upgraded into Hellbats. I think we saw the upgrade for Hellbats in the last game. Not sure if we saw Hellbats themselves, because you do need that upgrade to transform between those two units. They're actually pretty good at harassing mineral lines just because they do more damage than Hellions do. But there's a scan right there by Innovation. He sees most of what's going on. Not that third command center with that scan anyway, so does like he decides to move out here just a little bit for the map control. Might set up a light contain because he knows based on what he sees almost exactly what Flash has, which is not a whole lot at this point.
Not a whole lot, and the bunker at the front's going to be crucial here for Flash. You know, there is 2 Hellions out. The potential run-by can be there. Excuse me, 4 Hellions out. So potential run-by is there. And the Marines are moving up right now. So there's Marines inside the main base of Flash anticipating there could be some drop play. This could be bad, although the Hellions go in first. The bunker immediately forced those out, but we still got the Marines on their way. This could be just a setup for a drop. He can use the Hellions to contain, or he can just take it all into the main base and go from there.
He does have the medevac moving out right now, and did use the afterburners right away, showing us that he is posturing for some sort of more of an aggressive stance. We don't see Flash with his Marines in his main bases yet. He's swinging them back and forth. He's like, all right, what's the timing? Is it going to be a drop? Is it an attack at the front of the base? What exactly is going to be happening right here? So Flash is deciding I'm going to leave them at the front of my base, maybe even actually move out of my base, which is the complete wrong time to be doing this. We do have the big drop going to be taking place right now. It will not be spot. Actually, does Flash have vision over here? No, he doesn't. Look at the vision of Flash. He just now sees those Marines moving on in. He's got the Hellions. All of a sudden, Flash goes ruh-roh. I am out of position. This build from Innovation is brilliant, and it is toying with Flash right now.
He's got to pull all of his SCVs. Got to line them up. These Hellions are on the run. Flash just trying to find some safe place for his SCVs to go, and there's the big hit. He does send a big portion of them back. The Marines so slow to bring it in. Might want to try to target down that medevac. He's not going to be able to unload all those Marines, but no, goes after a little bit of everything. This is doing a ton of damage inside the main base of Flash.
So much damage there being dealt. 1,500 resources lost to only 600. He killed 14 workers right there. Flash in a not good shape here. That was the absolute best build I think Innovation could have done here. The timing was perfect, and unfortunately for Flash, I think he had in his mind, he's like, all right, these drops can happen at this time. So he was preparing for those. He's like, all right, that time has passed. Now there's an attack at my front that can happen at this time. So he moved to the front, and then unfortunately when he did that, Innovation, I feel like this game is a step ahead because he knew that army was going to be out of position, and man, did he utilize. And now he's going to be bombarding the front.
Yep, he is, and Flash has a tank of his own, and you know, hats off to Innovation for finding that exact place where he could drop, minus the vision of his opponent, because that, I mean, Flash knew that it was there. He knew that this drop was coming. It was Innovation, though, that cleverly was able to hide it from Flash, and now Flash on a defensive posture right now. So he's still shelling this one supply depot. He's adamant about trying to take it out. But with these small groups of units at the front, it opens Flash up for drops inside his main, and I look for Innovation to go that route next.
I think that would be a great choice. I love how Flash right now is spending so many resources to repair this depot, but he does not want to give up an inch in his base. Those workers can go ahead and get right back onto working there, but it does look like the drop. You mentioned DjWHEAT going to go straight for that missile turret, actually not done in time. Going to be able to delay that right now. Does Flash right now have the ability to get into the right position right here? I think his siege tank positioning is strong, but can he keep it alive? He has to kill the tank in the back of his base. He does manage to, and actually holds that off with relative ease.
He does, and Innovation using every portion of this map that he possibly can, sieging one tank over in this potential third of Flash, still able to hit some of the units and structures inside of Flash's base thanks to the vision given by his units. Meanwhile, do we have any sort of third? Yes, we do have a third CC moving over to establish itself for Innovation. Of course, the third's been done for Flash for quite some time, but he's been dealing with that pesky bug, Mosquito, at the front. Of course, his name is Innovation.
Now Flash going to be lifting off his third. You can see he's going for the third that's further away. If you take a look at how the map is, if Innovation would have went to the third on the same third basically that Flash is going for, it would actually be closer to his opponent, which you do not want to get any closer to Flash than you have to. So he's taking the third that is still relatively close, but away from his opponent, which is the smart choice here. And on the flip side, Flash is also making the correct choice, expanding away from his opponent as well. They're about equidistant, I think, away from the natural there. So a smart move by both players. This game is going to start transitioning into the mid game here as the early timed attack there from Innovation. You know, it did some damage, but it didn't kill Flash. Flash being very resilient here and able to keep up in supply relatively well. And again, anyone's game at this point.
Right now, I want to take a quick look at the upgrade path. It looks like Flash has already gotten up to 1-1 with his Bio Force, with 1-1 on the way for Innovation. But it means that Flash is going to have a slight upgrade advantage as he's already begun his 2-2. And additionally, Stim is finished only now getting done for Innovation. Innovation going to be throwing up that sensor tower too to try to help alleviate some of the drops potential that is still exists on both sides, Husky. And both players have kind of respectfully taken a step back and said, okay, I feel like I did some damage. And Flash like, okay, I feel like I defended. And let me now get ready for phase 2.
I think that's a smart choice for both players at this point. The sensor tower is nice, but since it's such a huge map, he might need 2 more sensor towers to completely cover that corner. There's been a slight back and forth battle here on the center left side expansion. Flash deciding to finally beef his way there with 4 Marines versus just a single one. Keep an eye on that medevac in the top right side. It's going to be gearing up for a drop. And then, wow, Innovation really beefing his way over here. So minor skirmishes back and forth. We'll see if Flash really wants to go for it. There's really no reason for Flash to take that. He just wants to be delaying any potential third base that could have been there, as he doesn't know about the other third, although the sensor tower is going to basically give it away right there.
God, Innovation, he just has this ability to find the exact point that he can get into his opponent's base without taking any damage at all, and he's dropping now at the third, taking out SCVs. He's got to move that medevac away, now going after that missile turret. Now he got a big back in the middle.
Battle right there. Looks like Flash is going to go ahead and take that, and that is going to push him ahead in supply. Remember, he was behind not too long ago. The medevac is up on the top right side, whatever that glowing thing is underneath. I actually have no idea, but it does look like Flash now has established the center dominance. He's got his own sensor tower, so he can deny drops himself, but the drop on the right side still a threat here as it is now unloading.
Yeah, I mean, Flash establishing the middle. I think Innovation was actually probably as focused on that drop as I was, and lost a little bit more than he needed to. Flash now reinforcing this middle, not only with additional tank, but with most of his bio. I'm guessing that Flash must at this point feel completely comfortable with any sort of drop defense, as he is inching closer and closer to additional medevacs going out. Army very, very close to this, but those medevacs might have to come back as he sees in his sensor tower an alert that Flash is right around the corner.
He's knocking at the front door. That's why you see Innovation trying to split up these tanks right now. No attack on Innovation's tanks. The same thing with Flash. Flash is going to go ahead and go for it. This is a big risk because units are clumped up in that choke point. The command center there basically getting those kills because it trapped those units. And now the Marines are split up for Innovation, doing maximum damage right here. These siege tanks for Flash will remain. He will keep his supply advantage, but these tanks are completely undefended. There's some more reinforcements for Flash, though, moving out across the map, and Flash forces the cancel, which means a delayed fourth while he himself can establish his own.
And a big drop inside the third. A Flash again. There is a tank that does some defense, but here come the Marines. Keep in mind these Marines are 2-2 compared to, no, Innovation's now sitting at 2-2 as well. And Husky, I'm not sure if you saw it, but during that battle near the command center, Flash, after only having a handful of Marines left, was just picking them up in his medevacs to save every single last one. I mean, the amount of micro that's happening here, it's incredibly insane.
And what's also insane is Flash's macro. This is what we've been talking about. We're in those big engagements. Flash just seems to irk out a slight lead. Innovation was able to pull it off last game. But look at that, just running around the scan there to the very last second. He's going to go for it. Innovation tanks are in position, but they did siege a little bit late. That means the volleys aren't going to be nearly as quick, but guess what? He holds the line. There is a pile of dead Marines as Innovation they're able to hold on for now. And it's going to be dropping on top of these tanks and trying to do splash damage. Can he kill off any of them? Not quite yet, but he got them super low there with those Marines.
I mean, and every single time that Innovation deletes one of Flash's squadron of Marines off of the map, guess what? Another one is there to replace it, and that's why he's okay just kind of sending in and going in for the siege, forcing him to sacrifice his bio for these siege tanks. So I'm really curious to see if he's going to continue to do this. Will he sweep around and possibly try to attack the third, despite the fact that the sensor tower covers it all? Of course, if you can spread your opponent thin and maybe cause him to spread out his medevacs, or excuse me, his siege tanks, he could be in great shape. And my God, look at everything just coming down from, streaming down from Flash's base.
Non-stop production here from Flash. He's sending out a lot of SCVs. That, of course, is going to be for the expansion now, and it's one of those things where Flash can afford to not be as cost-effective. He's scouting to the bottom right. All those bases, actually, he's scouting out. He wants to know, all right, are you actually stuck on 3 bases? Because if so, I can continue to be aggressive here, losing a couple more units, but that will always prevent you from getting your own 4th up. We do see one trying to be hidden over here on the left side. I think Flash will eventually scout that out if he hasn't already. But right now, he's got a sick contain going on. He can expand again whenever he wants, and it's all up to Innovation to find a way to break this. I think he's got to buy time till he's maxed out and find an angle to engage.
Oh, or he could just pick up everything and maybe reposition himself to come in from another angle. There is no vision over here where all these medevacs are oh my God. No, he's just going for it.
He's gonna go for it.
He's
Uses
just
the
going
booster
for
right
it.
away. The Viking there is like, guys. Here comes the drop right now.
God.
On top of the missile turrets. The missile turrets aren't gonna be killing anything of use right now. Flash, he's gonna back up. He's giving up his position here. He has nothing back at home to defend this. There is a couple of tanks right now, but this is so many Marines. This is exactly what Innovation needed right now.
He's going to send him out. SCV's now coming in. He's going to do everything he can to try to delay this. There were quite a few medevacs that fell, and so this is not the entirety of Innovation's army right here. But look at this. He's just coming back over and over. Now we're going to see Flash pick up and go the opposite way. He realizes, I've split my army. Now I'm going to load up and send a care package to you.
Yep, and there's just equally less defense here for Innovation. He's got to be able to do lots of damage to the production, but he's losing the medevacs. He cannot retreat with these. He needs to kill as much as he can right now. Flash, though, he's going to be returning the favor. Return to sender, no such address. He's going to be sending that right back.
Cue the Jaws music right now, because this is a dun-dun moment right here as Flash is about ready to take it all in. He drops it all inside the main tanks. Will begin to siege if necessary, but no, just damage output aplenty. And look at this, now we see Innovation getting out of there. The key here will be is if the medevacs can be taken out and if there is escape and disengage here for Flash.
Such an epic game right now. I think Flash is going to come out ahead a little bit because he has those extra bases on the top right side, but we'll see. He's kind of tucked away into a corner, actually, so I'm not so sure anymore. There's a drop here, though, at the third base, killing all the SCVs over here for Flash. He's doing so much damage over there, and in the main base as well, he actually loads up and gets away with some of his units, but I think the real damage there was the damage at the third. Workers killed 30 to 37, and they may just have to sit back and go, all right, that was pretty intense.
That was intense.
We got to take a break. Yeah. So
yeah.
I think both these players are going to be recovering here. But Innovation, I'm curious on the Army supply. It is 94 to 97. Worker supply 47 to 51. We still have a game, and what a series it's been.
Yeah, there was a supply block during there for Innovation, but you know, as the Army was fighting, it didn't really matter. He did lose quite a few supply depots though. And here we go. Oh no! They do manage to get it away. Innovation saves that one, and he needed it. Now we could have another face-off here around the middle of the map. No siege at all for Innovation. Sieging up in the front is Flash, and Flash is going to shoot all Marines forward. There's no bio remaining. He's going to chase down the remaining tanks. He offsets these Marines over on the side, but he will eliminate Innovation's army here in the middle of the map.
So many siege tanks get taken out right there. The reinforcements were almost enough to hold it off, but they were going to be late either way. Now Innovation has to back up, and no rest for the wicked right now as Flash is rallying units down here. An endless stream, it seems. Innovation, though, is keeping up in the macro. Is he keeping up on the income? Well, he's dropped a lot of mules there, so it's kind of hard to tell. They are about to time out, though. Actually, they just died right there, so that is going to plummet right now. We'll see how it settles, as this is still anyone's game, but I think the hidden expansion, it's not even hidden at this point, but in the far top right, that is going to be a huge role here, because as soon as the other bases are mined out, that's where the SCVs are going to transfer. Flash, you can look at Flash, he's cut the map basically in half, and there's a lot more red than there is blue. Army supply right now, still relatively even though.
Now we have another death squad going out on the southern side of the map, and I think this Marine over here by that hidden fourth might actually find that base, but Flash, he's gonna scan in, sees what there, sees a lot of Marines and a few extra missile turrets. Wise decision to not go that route. So Flash has position in the middle. He's got these medevacs possibly sending over to the third, and he's really trying to spread Innovation out here.
I got a hand to both these players. I thought one of them would have fell off the macro by now, but both Innovation and Flash doing such an exceptional job here. Innovation's army now going to be grouping up, and what's the medevac count? That could play a huge role. 12 medevacs here for Innovation to the 5 of Flash. Of course, that means a stronger tank count for Flash here, so we'll see if the medevacs can actually pay for themselves right now. There's 2 medevacs moving out on the right side. Not going to get intercepted. Unfortunately, those Marines a little bit blind, which means the medevac's going to go unscathed. Could take out the 4th base over here, or the 5th in the top right side. This is a beautiful drop. You can actually attack both bases at once here.
I love this. We are going to have that medevac dropping down all of its units. There's a scan to reveal what is there. He is not necessarily in a position where he's going to lose everything here, so Flash is just taking those Marines that were already over on that side of the map. He's going to go ahead and try to defend this along with some SCVs. Immediately target fires down what he can, and that is going to be the end of it. But another huge drop going to the main base of Flash.
So many units going to be dropped once again. The missile turret's still not able to do it. has the ability to go much quicker with those units. All the medevacs get taken out. That medevac lead now getting quickly sliced down, and Innovation is actually going for the turrets here. I think maybe going for the production would be a better choice, but he has opened it up for more drop potential. There he goes now, focusing down the production. He wants to go for the barracks themselves, maybe even the add-ons. Flash trying to route the ramp, but taking a lot of splash damage here. Can Innovation actually do it? He's only got 3 tanks in position. Flash going to be moving a lot more siege tanks here, and look at the position Flash actually has in the middle of the map as well. Once he cleans that up, he can just go ahead and have a little bit of a breather right now, because he's still got those bases and he's still got his position in the middle of the map.
28 minutes into this matchup, 164 supply for Innovation to 171 supply for Flash. In terms of army, that translates to just about a 14 supply difference. Now, we're starting to see Flash take a lead here in terms of bases, despite the fact that we have had Innovation trying to disrupt the economy that is present here. And we've also got a couple Marines stopping Innovation from getting a 4th down as well. He's going to have another drop over here to the side, take out some SCVs, but Flash continues to posture up in the middle of the map, and he so far hasn't had a terrible time trying to defend against it. He is going to cut off these Marines in the middle of the map.
Awesome. Nice save there with those. Could unload behind the mineral line as well. But one very important difference here. Flash with a +3 attack, nearly done for his siege tanks. Only +1 on the tanks for Innovation. When the big battle happens, if it ever does come, because we have a lot of drop going on, that's going to play a huge role. Innovation has to realize that, you know, I might not be able to engage directly here because of the upgrade differential. And looks like the drop over here got to be doing a little bit of damage here. This is what he has to do to try and buy a couple more seconds here. And Innovation actually does grab the high ground now, and he's actually going to go for it. He's got to be so careful, though, with those tanks there.
Yeah, Flash actually unsieging, thinking he needed to go take care of this drop, which does still need attention, but he has all these siege tanks in the middle. I thought maybe it'd go up some sort of a flank. Innovation has already established a spot right here. Looks like Marines have cleaned up that drop at the 3rd base. And so Flash just hoping he can get into a position to combat what we've got here versus, or what Innovation is bringing. He's going to unsiege and try to move around, but Flash still has the middle of the map.
Flash also has a little bit more of a bankroll right now, but he is burning through it rather quickly because he's not quite maxed out just yet. High sec auto tracking on the way. That's actually a big deal. That's going to help Flash's missile turrets shoot just a little bit further and help deal with those drops just a little bit better. And considering Innovation was thinking again of going for a big Doom drop once again, I think Flash though has stabilized a little bit more successfully, getting the high sec auto tracking, getting the +3 on his siege tanks. We do not see high sec auto tracking for Innovation, so you know there are slight edges in this army, and you know when it comes down to it, Flash has been going much more tank heavy this entire time. 16 tanks with a 2 upgrade advantage.
Yeah.
That's going to be tough. If you look at the units tab, there's really no advantage on the board there, except for maybe a couple of medevacs, but not as important as those upgrades.
Now the sort of posture that Flash has in the middle of the map that only consists of like about 5-6 Marines and 6 tanks, now it's growing. But, you know, with Innovation and his dropping on top of siege tanks, I really would have loved to seen him try to clear that out. Believe it or not, Flash has about a 6 siege tank lead on Innovation. And by getting rid of that line through that method, he could equalize that count a little bit. But it looks like Flash finally going, oh, hey, there is a base over here. Yeah. He's just going to go to town.
Nearly mined out. The planetary will get a couple of kills here, which is going to help Innovation, but all those SCVs are quite costly. We'll see if he decides to remake them or not. As Flash realizing I get out of position because his army now in the middle. That's just siege tanks. Is there anything inside the medevacs? No, there's not. I think he attacked his own medevac there, but either way, just going to eat those Marines alive. Look at the supply advantage now. Flash was so patient. He's left those units there for at least 10 minutes, and they eventually paid off those siege tanks, just eating him alive with that +3 attack. And that might be unrecoverable for Innovation because look at the amount of money he has and how far he has to go till he's maxed out again.
It just kind of breaks your heart a little bit knowing that through all this game he's been dropping and getting rid of Flash's siege lines with the, you know, with the Marines and the Marauders and the medevacs. And this time he did not clear out that center, and literally he just walked right into his own death, his own funeral. Now we've got Flash rotating around to the south side of his base. Another big pickup by Innovation. He's going to try it again.
High sec auto tracking, got to kick in. There goes 2 tanks right away. He's going to unload everything he can. He's got the siege tanks in a beautiful spot. Can he deal with the production right now of Flash? Flash has so much stuff. He's building so many orbital commands around the map. He does not ever need to make a single worker again. If Flash holds this off, I think he's going to take this game right now because he's got a huge supply advantage. He is sacrificing several tanks right there, trying to get them close enough to deal with it. There is a small drop got cleaned up down the south, but the major important drop is still going on up in the north here. He's doing a lot of damage. Flash is forced to lift off his production. He's giving up his main.
Oh my god, I mean, he finally, for the third attempt, finally gets into his opponent's main and now is going to establish it. Most certainly, there's going to be quite a bit lost here. Now, Flash has presence on the rest of the map. He can actually rebuild a lot of this production structure, but there's no doubt that it will put Flash behind just a little bit in terms of how quickly he can produce. And Innovation, though, has got a lot of units outside, and that means Flash might have an opportunity to strike. He's going in for it right now.
Innovation not siege in position. The one mining base gonna get taken out here. Innovation's not gonna have any more money. He can't get max right now. Down goes the planetary. The SCV is trying to repair. That's so much DPS. He actually manages to get it. That is huge. The SCVs get taken out as well. And if Flash can hold off just the drop in the top left side, he should be able to win in a straight-on engagement with these units in the center of the map right here. And look at the map. He has so many command centers. It is absurd. And I think right now, Innovation, he's got a siege up right here. Hope Flash runs into it, but there's the scan. No way.
Innovation dropping more Marines on top of those siege tanks. Does manage to take out one. Keep in mind, a lot were lost during that engagement. In fact, the siege count is now tied 9-9. In fact, I take it back, make it 9-8 for the first time. Innovation has the siege tank count lead.
Yeah, not for long. Those Flashes making 2 at a time. He's got more production on the way. And, you know, Innovation has to retain these units somehow. Here's the potential final battle with the armies in the middle. Innovation's going to go for it. The siege tanks are not siege. He knows he's going to lose this battle, though, as he is forced to retreat there. There's just way too much stuff. Even though Innovation's drops were ridiculous, he's even attacking with a couple Marines on the right side. Oh, here we go. Flash is going to drop the main base. A couple Marines are the greeting party, but not enough to hold this up right now, as Flash is going to be able to destroy the production once again for Innovation. Innovation, though, going to try and back up. This is a lot of stuff here. Does Flash decide to retreat?
Oh my god, that is a lot of stuff. Meanwhile, Innovation is also getting out of the main and into the natural, and Flash is still defending over there. Let's take a look at what's going on. Siege tanks now sieged up, and Flash has some on siege, 2 siege. He's finally going to clear out what was such a nuisance in his main base.
I think Flash has done it. That was the main thing. Hold that off. Take a look at the income tab. Flash is like 5 times ahead in the income, and that is all that matters right now. And now Flash just has to deal with this army. Does he have enough here, though? Because he is out of position as well. And if he loses all that extra income and production, then it basically means nothing. Flash being so smart here, as he has all of his siege tanks now protecting his new production facilities, which are basically in the center of the map right now. And gonna be tough for Innovation to break this. He's gonna try. He's got the medevacs, but there's nothing inside. I think this is gonna be it for Innovation. He's trying to push up here. The production actually working in Flash's favor here. He might end up losing. He's forced to lift it off once again. The attack in the bottom left side has not been cleaned up, and Innovation somehow scraping together a couple more units here. And overall, army supply is starting to favor Flash 80-60, as he does still have a working supply as well, so the advantage can be slightly misleading. But it does look like Innovation got to kill even more production. I can't imagine Flash losing to this last little army, but Innovation, he's pulling out all the stops. He is going for it. He's fighting to the last man.
120 supply for Flash versus the 57 supply of Innovation. It continues to fall, and there's still army around the map trying to eat away at the production, and that is kind of the big concern. The economy is there for Flash, but he's also trying to make sure that the production stays alive so he can guarantee himself victory. I mean, obviously Innovation still feels like he has a chance to wreck through here, possibly make it so it will become an army versus army battle, and that's still a 20 supply lead for Flash.
Well, I mean, look at the structures tab for Innovation. He has a barracks, a refinery, and an orbital command. That's all he's got left. He loses those, he's out of the game. He's got to be dropping the new production here. I gotta say, Innovation doing a great job preventing Flash from getting any more new units. Production shows nothing for Flash whatsoever, and he's trying to get into position here. He's going for the refinery right now. There's going to be the barracks on the left side. I'm so surprised that Flash is trying to actually just kill off the last buildings as opposed to defending what he has, but Innovation now going to be bombarding these. Flash has been moving his base for like the 20th time right now, and as long as Flash can engage that army, he'll be able to take it out and be able to seal the deal, although since Innovation's delayed production, I mean, Flash's army is not growing.
It is not looking good for Innovation right now. I mean, his last CC is about ready to go down. The Vikings been targeting him. There it is. It falls. What is left? A single Rax that's floating on the west side of the base, and that means that the starport must survive. There is a starport out for Flash, but as long as he just, I mean, he takes out, he fights one good fight here, and this is GG. 51 supply for Innovation.
Wow, and is being revealed right there, so Flash now knows where that last building is. I don't even think he cares. I think he wants to go out like a man. He's going to be killing off all these units. If you take a look at the vision of Flash, he knows where the last building is. It's on the left side, but right now he also knows where the last army is, and Flash maybe is he going to go kill that barracks? That would be absolutely hilarious here because he knows that he doesn't have to engage directly. Yeah. Now production for Flash, 10 Marines at a time. That's all he needs. He is running the Vikings over on the left side.
They're going.
As soon as Innovation sees that, he's just going to have to attack. Here he goes. This is the last battle. It looks like Flash is going to get it. Innovation, 30 supply. GG! Wow, Flash showing us his awesome multitasking capability. Innovation showing us he can take games off of Flash. We have got quite the series on our hands. What a good warm-up match for these players because one of them is going to the finals.